when I was reading the books, I said, man, how can the God like that? Man, how can the religion of truth like that? But always, when I'm trying to thinking, I remember Allah in Quran. He said, قُلْ لَا تَسْأَلُونَ عَنْ أُمُورٍ أَن تَبْدَ لَكُمْ تُسِئْكُمْ. Do not ask any question about the Quran, haram. So when I remember that verse, I said, oh, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. The devil, he tried to play in my brain. The devil tried to play a game in my brain. So because we don't know anything about other religions, we don't know anything about anything. We are from closed area, all of them Sunni. So we don't know anything. Just we know some story about the Christian, those Christian worshiping the family, father, mother, and son, and they commit. They allowed to commit adultery, no problem in a church and anywhere, no problem. Allowed to drink alcohol, allowed to eat a pork, no problem. They're teaching us like that, the scholars. And if you read it, Qasidat Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyah, all the scholars now using, and Sheikh Muhammad al-Uraifi, if the God loved children, why he has only one son? So always teaching us like that, you know. So yeah, but I start my mind shocking but I can't do anything. I have to believe haram. Always we dreaming the Sharia law control the earth. Everything become under the Sharia law. We dream that. We call America Shaitan al-Akbar. America is a big devil. Israel is big devil. And yeah, those fighting Allah and the fighting the believer and fighting the, you know, the true religion. We believe like that. So, but when the war started in my city, so at that moment there, we called him ISIS. All of them together under one flag, the Islamic flag. But after those Islamic army control my city, I see a lot of things in front of my eye. I said, between me and myself, oh wow, I always asking to Sharia law, a dreaming Sharia law control the earth. Look, this is a Sharia law. Man, I can't understand. So the God is like that, teaching like that. So we're dreaming. So we're dreaming what we're reading, but we don't know on the ground what's happening. So we always read. Let me give you an example. So we read, for example, Ali ibn Abi Talib خلع باب خيبر الله أكبر خالد ibn al-Walid قطع رأس مالك ibn Nuwayra الله أكبر, which means Khalid ibn Walid, he cut the Malik ibn Nuwayra head. Allahu Akbar. Wow, beautiful, amazing. But when I see it on the ground, my face is shocked. Shocked. It cannot be God. They're cutting the 9 years old children head. The kids, he crying, he's saying, I'm not army, I'm not fighting, I'm not fighting. He's saying, no, you are liar. Front of camera, cutting his head. And cutting the Imam head because Imam is Sufi. Imam Masjid, he is Sufi, cutting his head in front of his son eye, and cutting the son head and put it on the top of the masjid. The fight, they coming to one area, street, we called him Mardil. I running away from a deepest Islamic area to a little bit to this way because they're controlling that way. Still this area under the Syrian army hand. So when we run to here also, the Islamic army came to control it. Just the entering to the building, blocking the door, taking the men to outside, cutting the head, and took the women as slaves. I see one thing in front of my eye, crazy. So two groups, Islamic groups, together. He came to my city, together, fighting for one pocket. I found it before you. Fighting for one pocket, smoking pocket. So the areas where people knows me, if they didn't know me, they will kill me. The people there knows me. My wife is still in home. My family is still in home. I asked my wife, I told her, don't move. I'm going down to see what's happening. And before we running away if anything goes. She said yes. So when I came to the street, like, you know, hellfire. Trust me, it's hellfire. The blood everywhere, you know, the death people everywhere. And I see still the government bombing on the terror, and the terror reply to the government army. So I hiding in one building. I hiding myself in one building. I see, man, inside this building, more than four person from jihadi catching a woman and daughter, put it under the stairs. And the woman, she's old, she's senior, she crying, leave me alone. I'm like your mother, leave me alone. The guy fighting, this is my slave. No, this is my slave. I catch it before you. Senior, she's old woman, more than 60 years old, fighting on her. And one by one, commit adultery. But one of them, he knows me. I don't know him. I scared. He said, Ahmad, I scared. Man, he want to cut my head now. He came to me. He said, Ahmad, blah, 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 from that area. Yeah. I told him, yeah, do you know me? But I'm scared. My heart is shocking from my chest. Because I said, he will kill me now. He will cut my head now. So he said, what are you doing here? I told him, we're running away from that area to this area. And he uncovered his face. I know him from my area. He said, your family here? I told him, yes. He said, go bring your family and run away. But at that moment, I become atheist. Because when I see the blood everywhere, Muslim killing Muslim under Allah's name, this is kafir. We are, the believer. Those is kafir. So they're cutting the head, taking the woman as slaves, stealing everywhere under Allah's name. It's halal to steal because those kuffar, halal. Now halal is stealing from the Christian. Halal is stealing from the Jewish, like your money. السارق من السارق كالوارث من مال أبيه. So they're saying, we are saying as a religious, we're saying the money of a Christian and Jewish, and the woman of a Christian or Jewish is our. For us, it's not for him. Yeah, so we're running away, me and my wife, we're trying to running away past outside the area, but everything is bombed. Everywhere is bombed. The government leave it one street to the civilians going out. Here is shooting hunter, his is hunter. Hunter of government from this way, hunter of army, Islamic army this way. So when we try to run, me and my family, one woman running, she crying, she said, my son, please take my daughter with you. Take my daughter, I don't want to leave it here. Take my daughter with you, take it for you, marriage her. She's young. My wife, she see it everything from her eyes, front of her eyes. So I passed my wife and I coming back, and the hunter shooting from here, the other hunter shooting from here. So yeah, we pass away. We pass it. We're going out from the area, and we're running outside Syria. We're going to Lebanon. But at that time, I'm an atheist. Don't tell me Allah. Don't tell me religion. Don't tell me there is God. There is no God. You're reading, not like you're seeing.
Yeah, that's true. It's not the
So
same.
we're reading. We're so proud. Oh, wow, prophet. Wow, peace be behind him. But when we see it on the ground, it's totally different.
Yeah, this
Totally
is,
different. I can tell you that. And in the buildings, the blood coming on the stairs like water. Look, ISIS, what ISIS did in Iraq? Nothing. Because there they have a camera. They catch it.
oh,
But here, nobody can record anything.
wow.
They didn't leave it the device with you. Nobody record anything what's happening in Aleppo. When I see it, that if catch a device with you under your hand, they will take it from you and they will double check. What do you record it? There is no internet. So yeah, ISIS did, but the people around the world see it, ISIS what they did. But in Aleppo, ISIS what they did, nobody see. So nobody see what's happening in the ground in Aleppo. We see everything. Front of my eye, I see it. My favorite things in the life, I don't like to watch TV. I don't like to play soccer. One thing only. I like to read the books.
Hmm.
That's my favorite things. Give me one book. Don't give me sandwich. Always reading, reading, reading. I like to reading. When I become atheist, I start to read Revelation, start to read the Big Bang, start to read what the science is saying in Arabic language. I start to read. I did a lot more than 12 research. So when I was atheist, when I study, read it on Big Bang, Revelation, the book of Darwin, book of Dawkins, there doesn't make sense. I have a lot of a question there, a lot of a question. So it doesn't make sense. But one day we're living in a farmer in Lebanon because I'm a refugee. There is no job, no money with my family. We're living in one bedroom in a farmer in Lebanon. So around me, just only 2, 3 houses. So one day the neighbor asked my wife to come visit him to meeting, to chatting. She said, one Christian, the church coming to our house today. You wanna come? We chatting, we talking. My wife, she came to me. My wife, she at that moment she's still hijabi. She came to me. She said, my neighbor. She said if we can visit him, we chatting. Some people coming from church. I told her, hey, let's go. We're laughing on him. Those worshiping 3 gods, Father, Mother, and Son. Let's go laughing on him. Trust me, brother. We're going to visit for we're laughing only. I don't know anything about the Christianity. So we went there. We're sitting. Wow, beautiful, amazing people. So respectful, helpful. Man, you can see the God from his face. So they're talking, man. Something here, something is logic. Because when I read in Islam how Allah, in Surah Fussilat, how Allah creates the world, you will laugh. You will laugh, trust me. How Allah creates the world, you will laugh. First of all, Allah for 2 days creates the earth, just only dust and rocks. And 4 days, after 4 days, he creates fruit, trees, animals, mountain. And after 2 days, he flying to sky. In Surah Fussilat, you can read it. He flying to sky, and he thinking to create the stars and the planet after 2,000 years. So it doesn't make sense. How can the earth, how can the fruit and trees and animals living without sun 2,000 years? First. Second, how Allah of Islam create the human? How create Adam? Do you know how create Adam? You will laugh. Allah, he did small mating in his throne with the angels. He said, Mr. Jibreel, can you go down to the earth, bring me some dust from the earth? I will create something new. Jibreel, he came to the earth. Sister Earth, can I take some dust from you? No, astaghfirullah, Allah, he will create someone. He disobey Allah. No, I don't want to give you. Like crazy story. But in Christianity, when I read the Genesis, first of all, I asked the brother, I told him, he gave me a book of John. I told him, this is all your faith, all your books, all the Injil, this. He said, no, this is just only to know our God. I told him, no, give me the whole books. He gave me the whole book. I start reading from Genesis, not from John, not from Matthew. I start reading from Genesis. How the God create the creation. So when I read it, I see something here logic. For example, in Big Bang, there is only what we call in English, I don't know, like a dot. So coming from where? Nobody knows. And this dot become bomb, and after that become, man, it's crazy, like Islam. Allah sent Jibreel to bring some dust, and Finally, do you know the laughing thing? The angel of death. Why his name angel of death? Because he came to stole the dust from the earth. He didn't ask the earth. He stole the dust and gave it to the Allah. See, he's so happy. Allah create Adam, and Allah leave it Adam 50,000 years under rain. After that, the devil came, spit in the Adam came in his belly. For that, we have a hole in belly. That is spit of devil. And Jibril, he came, he cleaned it. We have this hole in the belly. From this, Allah created the dog. See, funny story in Islam. But when I read it in Genesis, I start reading in Genesis something logic. They make sense. One day, so every Wednesday we meeting with him. They came on Wednesday. They talking, preaching about the gospel, about the Lord, about the God. We also we know how Christian praying, how Christian meeting, you know. So one day I was in a job. I'm working. My job is construction. I came back. My son, he is like sleep. Yeah, my son, he's in a coma. He didn't eating anything. He was like asleep. My wife, she put it inside his mouth a milk and water just for eat. 5 days like that. My son is in a coma. So one day I asked the brother, the Christian brother, when he came, when we meeting in Wednesday, I asked him, brother, he said yes. I told him, do you know a good doctor here and cheap doctor for my son? He said, what's happening? I told him, my son is in a coma. He has a couple days. My wife, she put the milk inside his mouth to eat. He's not opening his eyes. He's didn't moving. He said, I have a great doctor, greatest doctor in the world. He came to the Lebanon. He's in the Lebanon. So he lives in Narak. I told him, just tell me where, please. He said, for free. I told him, I'm looking for him. I told him, I'm looking for him. He said, come on. The Wednesday, he gave me address. First time I went to church in my life. First time. So we sitting, we watching what they're doing here. Man, the music and all the people happy, praying happy, man. Totally different in Islam. Totally different. In Islam, we always mad, angry, sad, crying, oh Allah. But here, man, I can see the people is happy. Wow. It's first time I see it in my life. I be shocked. My mind be shocked. What's going on here? It's first time. All people happy, singing, praise Lord. Wow, it's totally different. After they finishing, the pastor, he called me. He said, Ahmad, I told him, yeah. I don't know him. I don't know he's a pastor or not, but someone famous, he waiting. He stand up in a middle and he preaching what the God saying. I don't know the pastor. He said, Ahmad, I told him, yeah. He said, what? The brother, he told me, you have some problem with your son. I told him, yeah. My son, he is in a coma 5 days. He didn't open his eye. He said, to allow me to pray for him? I told him, yes. I don't know what the prayer meaning. So he said, yes, bring your son. I bring my son. Put it in your lap. I put it in my lap. And the brother and sister came, touching my shoulder, touching my head, touching my son, praying, half an hour praying. So after finishing praying, man, I feel something inside my body. All my skin is, I can tell you what's happening to me. So when they're finishing a prayer, I try to put my son in a stroller. When I put it in a stroller, he wake up. Trust me. He wake up. He crying. The sister bring some cookies to him. He eat it. Man, what's happening here? Always, Laylatul Qadr, I'm praying from from Isha till middle night. Oh Allah, oh Allah, oh Allah. He didn't hurt me. 31 years. This Allah never heard me, never do anything for me. But here those, when you're praying half an hour, those, God listening to him. Wow. At that time, I can tell you what's happening in my mind. Shock. So we came back to home. My wife, she said, what happened? I told him, you can see what's happening. So yeah, okay, I want to know everything about the Christianity, because something happening with me is crazy. I can't believe it. Something. So I start, and after that, every Sunday we went to the church. But when my area, the Syrian Muslim, heard I'm going to church, they start from here to attack me in person, try to threat me, try to kill me and my family. One day, before we baptize them, before we accept Jesus Christ, just because we start to going to the church. For that, some guy, he buy a fruit on a truck. He knows me. He sent me a message. If Ahmed, he will continue go to the church, I will kill him. He will become a kafir. If he continue go to the church, I will kill him. He sent a lot of messages for me. Finally, I catched him. I told him, come, you and your Allah, bring him from the grave, and come, I am here. I'm not scaring from you guys. My church in Lebanon, they know my story, what's happening there. So he tried to threat me and never scared. And this story around 2 months, like that, always try to attack me, scared me, threat me. I don't care. Finally, I said, okay, there is a truth. I finished the Bible. I read the Bible from the beginning. I read it. I have a small bike I'm using because I'm an informer. I will go to the city. So I have a small bike. I use it to go to the job, come back, buy food. So before I start to turn it on the bike, I heard a voice. Nobody around me, only trees. I heard a voice in my ears, very clear. He told me, don't scared, I'm with you. Man, I can't tell you what's happening to me. What's happening? Who speak with me? Nobody around me. This voice coming from where? I don't know. I start riding my bike. When I be on a highway, one truck so fast, some truck coming fast, poof, crush me. I fly more than 3-4 meters. He won't kill me. He won't kill me. So when I just check, I just see it, the army truck front of me, and they take me and put me in the trunk, and my bike too put it and drop me to the Lebanon army spot. So what's happening? I don't know. They're thinking is a terrorist planning. You know, they're thinking I'm an ISIS or something like that. And they bring the chair, put it in front of the jail. And he asked me, do you smoke? I said, yes. He said, smoke, no problem. I told him, my pocket not with me. He said, who take it from you? There you go, smoking. I made a tea. Do you want to drink tea? Man, like I'm in a president. Those guys, army, take me as a terror and respect me and give me smoke. And he asked me, you want to drink tea? What's happening here? So I wait. I told him, can I make a call? He said, yeah, you can make call. I called the brother in a church. He came be witness for me. He came to the army spot. Trust me, not report. Nothing, didn't writing anything. At that time, I have to pay to the Lebanon government every year $200 like immigration. $200 every year. I didn't pay for 2 years, $400. And all my family didn't pay it. And I'm driving without driver license, there is ticket. And my bike without a plate, there is ticket. And the accident also, there is ticket. So they counted, the brother, he told me, if they will charge you, they have to charge you $1,800. And you have to live in a jail 6 months. And after you came back from the jail, they have to kick you out of Lebanon. So He said, Ahmad, you want to go? I told him, yes, let's go. He said, let's go. I told him, he didn't report anything. He didn't do anything. He said, no. So, unbelievable. How? They have to doing some report or something, or ticket to charge me. He said, no. The police officer, the army officer, he said, yeah, let's go. I told him, let's go. When we outside, we be outside. I told him my bike inside. He went inside, he bring my bike and came back. No report, nothing. Like someone came to save you from something. Like someone came to save you from something. I thinking at that moment, those cowards, after crush me, so they're planning, if he didn't die, we have to continue to kill him. For that, the Lord, he sent this army to protect me. After that, I understand the situation. So he said, Ahmad, let me bring you, pick up you to your home. I told him, no, I have a bike. He said, you did accident. Your bike never worked. I start to turn it on, he's run. Nothing happening in my body. Trust me, brother. Even one scratch, nothing in my body. But before I start to go, I heard a voice, don't scared, I'm with you. So we asked the pastor, okay, so no more days, miss it. I will baptize him. My family will baptize. He said, okay, at that day in 2013, we have some group, Muslim also group, they will baptize him to accept Jesus Christ. If you want, we can write it down your name too. 20 family in one day we baptized.
Wow. Yeah.
Our church, I went after we baptized, I went to church, all 80% from the church is the Muslims. So I told them, okay, we're gonna baptize them. At that moment, my wife, she took it out the hijab, she dumped it in the garbage. She don't want a hijab anymore because she feel happy when she see it Jesus Christ 2 times. She didn't scared. She said, this Jesus Christ. My wife, let me tell you something about my wife. My wife, she has a qarina. She used to have it. She used to be scared in the middle night. She's scared from, anything coming from her, like, she's bewitched, my wife. But after she see Jesus Christ, and after the pastor and the brother pray for him, nothing. She never scared after that. So at that moment, she has a neighbors, my wife, in Lebanon, cousins. And my neighbor, my family, my cousins there. So when they knowing we going to the church, and my wife, she take it out the hijab, they start attack me in a person. One day we fighting with her cousin. He wanna kill me in his house. Physically, we're fighting. As a Muslim, if someone become a Christian, we call him, this has a horn. Why? Because his wife, she become commit adultery. She become, like take off her clothes and her body will be uncovered and everybody, when I touch her. So we're thinking like that. Her body be free, we're thinking. And the cousin, he said, you become, when our language, sort arsa, ya arsa rakabta urun. So which means you be like someone when he bring the, the kids, the ladies to nightclub and bring him back. So like that, he called me and we're fighting physically. My neighbors start to attack me in a person. At that moment, before we become Christian, always my mom, she support me. She support me, send me money, give it me money, food for, support me. But after that, she cut off everything. No more support for you. You have to come back. Haram. Come back. All my relative talking about me. Having Aleppo talking about me. This guy become kafir. This guy has a horn. This guy, he start to use his wife. He going to the church. Something like that. I don't care about them. My uncle, he is in Dar al-Fatwa in Halab. He's a sheikh. He called me to bring me back to the Islam. What's happening to you, my son? Tell me what the story. Do you have any question? I can answer your question. I told him yes. Do you have an answer? He said yes. 1 hour. When I spoke with him about only what's the difference between Allah and the devil in Quran. So only this point, when he spoke about this point, almost become atheist. La'natullahi alayk, devil with you, devil appeared in you, the devil speaking from your mouth, La'natullahi alayk, astaghfirullah, and he hung up and he blocked me. My mom, her brother, also he's a sheikh. He tried to guide me also. He called me, my son, is haram, now you will go to hellfire. I told him, okay, so no problem. You want me? You mean I will go with Allah to hellfire, right? What are you talking about? Yeah, Allah in hellfire. You want to go with? I'm not going with him. Be careful, because Jesus Christ is not a die. He's alive, but Muhammad is a die. You want to go to with Muhammad to hellfire? I'm going with Jesus Christ. And we talking almost half an hour. He said, listen to me. You are not my neighbor. I don't know you. أنا بريء منك. I don't know you anymore. Don't remember my name. And blocked me and he left. So my mom, she's thinking I have a jinn. She's thinking I have a jinn. For that, I convert to Christianity. The neighbors, relative, sheikh tried to guide me. Do you have any question, brother? Give me your question. Maybe may Allah guide you. May that. I told him, just tell me one person Allah guide him. Allah in Quran didn't guide anybody. It just deceived the people. This deceive him. He is the best of deceiver. How can guide me? Go play away. Not here. So yeah, all my relative, so block me. Nobody talk with this kafir. This is not our neighbor. This is kafir. La'natullahi alayh. He become a Christian. A'udhu billah. Like that, always. So more than a year after we baptized, more than a year, always attacking me. And after that, nobody spoke with me and with my family. We be like a tree in a desire, me and my wife. Like a tree, nobody knows it. No neighbors, no relative, nothing. I am refugee in Lebanon. My wife, also my family, all my family with me. I have three kids at that moment. I have 3 young kids. So I didn't register my kids, Syria. I didn't register it yet because we lost the book of family. In Syria, we have book of family, all the family names inside this book. I lost that book. So I have to register my kids. I don't have the book. So my kids with no names, no ID. Me, I don't have a passport because, war in Syria, crazy in Syria. So I don't have a passport. My wife don't have a passport too. Okay? So one day I received email. Look, the miracle, brother. I don't know who sent it to me. I opened the email in English. So copy, translate. I translated. They asked me, do you want to go to the Canada? Man, I don't know him. Who's that? I think it's like scammers. Scammers buying and selling the bodies. I thinking like that. So I don't care about him. Next time he sent an email. Do you have a WhatsApp? We want to call you about from WhatsApp. I sent my number to him. One guy, he called me. He's speaking Arabic like my English now. His Arabic broken, like my English now, English broken. He called me. Hi, Ahmed, yes. Do you want to, so we, our church, they taking the people from refugee from Lebanon to Canada. Do you want to go to the Canada? I tell him, from where you know me? Who told you about me? My email, you get it from where? The pastor here in Canada, I don't know him. He knows my Facebook account. So I downloaded my email there, even everything, my stuff on my Facebook, old Facebook. So he copied from there. And he sent me email. When he see I downloaded the picture, my baptized, and my name is Ahmed. So he be happy. After that, he told me, my pastor. So I told him, I don't know you. He said, the pastor, he gave me he told me to speak with you. I told him, okay. He said, send me paper. Send it. I don't have a paper, don't have a passport, I don't have anything. After 5 months, after he contacted with me, after 5 months, we came to the Canada with no ID. We don't have ID. We don't have neighbors. We don't have any friends. We don't have monies. At that time, if I continue living in Lebanon 1 more month, they will kill me. Absolutely.
See,
Look,
yeah.
God, He protect me. He take me from Lebanon, what we called in Arabic, في الأوقات الحرجة. Yeah, we came, and my wife, she said, no, it's crazy. It's unavailable. We don't know anybody there. There's scammer. I told her, no, we have an appointment now with the council. They gave me the appointment day. We will go to meeting with the council to give us the visa. He said, no, I'm unavailable. I told him, okay, let's try. We try it. We went there. And the lady there in the council, she said, you convert to Christianity to come to Canada, right? I said, what? I said, what are you talking about? I don't know anybody in Canada, and I didn't send any paper to anybody. If she said, if I didn't accept you now, I didn't give you, visa, what you can I say? I told her, okay, I don't care. Literally, I told her, I don't care. Lebanon, Syria, Canada, all of them, the ground of the God. I don't care. We are not dying, no food. She said, she stand up and she said, I will be proud if you come to Canada. Yeah, so yeah, they apply me to give me the visa, and we came back to the home happy. And after that, they called me from here, and we came. Laylat al-Qadr, my wife, she's supposed to be pray and crying till morning with a mother to ask Allahu Akbar. It didn't hurt her. Nothing. It's fake idea. She said, my wife, from her tongue, she said, always I'm asking Allahu Akbar, didn't do anything with me. But when my kids was sick, I pray to the Jesus, He came. He came. And He fixed our kids. He didn't be late. He came. Every day we have a miracle with Jesus Christ.